Hello and welcome to Tae Kwon Do training. I'll be your instructor for today's show, Bob Lemire. What I'm going to do on today's show is the second part of our series, our weekly series of beginning of Tae Kwon Do, right from the very start. All right, what you would probably, especially at our school, what we would show you as you walked in as a brand new student. Last show we had was a couple of basic stretches and a couple of basic kicks. I want to add on to that. I'm going to just review that quickly and add on to it. And that's how Tae Kwon Do works. You review your old stuff and you practice that, then you add just a couple more. So you're always constantly reviewing, then adding on, so that your muscles get used to different kicks and you learn different techniques. Okay, so we did all our stretches, all right? 1, 2, bend. We did 10 of those. We do the twist. Okay, we'll do 10 of those each side. Down and back, all right? Down and back, we'll do 10 of those. Okay, twist your bodies, all right? 10 of those, all right? Outer hip stretch. This is what we call outer hip stretch. This is what we did last week, so I'm giving a quick review. Outer hip stretch, inner hip stretch, okay? Inner hip stretch, all right? We did those. I'm not going to do anything on the floor right now. I'm just going to try to, and there's stretches, if you want to really learn a lot of stretches and stuff, and you can just go on Google perfect stretches that would be something that would be good for your body, all right? Everyone's different, all right? Their body types are different. So, you know, if you're a weight or you have some kind of disability or whatever, try to figure out what stretches you need, all right, to warm up before you start a class. One of the stretches, just side stretch, look at my foot. So I keep it in that position. This is what we went over last week, at last show. All right, do both sides. We do both sides on all our stretches. Hold on, stretch. I'm only holding on to the chair, all right? If anyone has any problem and think that they might lose a balance once one leg is off their ground. You don't want to lift your leg and then fall over. I'm trying to keep everybody safe. All right, see the stretches to the front. And I'm going to try to keep these low. I'm not going to go high on everything. I want to keep it where you're probably going to be doing your exercises so that it's not going to frustrate you, okay? And notice I'll do both sides on everything. Everyone's going to have a good side. Everyone's going to have a bad side. It's human nature. A lot of times it's your dominant side. I'm a righty. My right leg was always stronger. But then every once in a while over the years, I'd injure my ankle or I'd injure my knee. And I couldn't use my right leg for a little while because I had to let it heal, but I still trained. All of a sudden, by training my left and not my right, my left got stronger. So you want to go right and left so that it balances your body, balances your muscles, okay? Then we learned, we did stretches, then we did side thrust kick, all right? So side thrust kick. We're holding on. We're not leaning too much on the chair. Hands are up, side thrust. Up, kick, back, and down. Up, kick, back, and down. All right, both sides. You practice that. You don't have to hold, but you want to keep your balance. And I'm looking at the camera. I'm trying to look at you at home. You want to look at your direction of your kicks all the time. Hand up. All right. Comes close to your body. Chambers close to your body. With your foot this way. See the knife edge? All right. Goes straight out and comes back. All right. You practice 10 of those, both sides. Then what I got into was a left forward stance. This is a very quick review. We're almost done. Left forward stance. Left leg bent, okay? Right leg is going to be straight. 50% of my body weight is on the front, back. I'm right in the middle. Shoulder width apart, right? This isn't shoulder width apart. This is shoulder width apart. Here's my shoulders. Come straight down. Okay? Shoulder width apart. Front snap kick, all right? All right? Up. Look at my foot as I go up. I'm not keeping it this way. I'm going this way. And then keeping it there when I kick straight out. Keeping it there when I kick straight out. So I'm kicking either with the ball of my foot, if I have shoes or sneakers on, or I'm curling my toes, all right, and keeping them curled and hitting it with the ball of my foot if I have no sneakers on. That way I'm not crushing the toes into any object or person and breaking the toes. All right, so your hands are up. Front snap kick. That's pretty easy, huh? That's not hard. Front snap kick. All right. Let's do. Let's work a couple of hand techniques. We get into a horse riding stance just for to learn some balance and try to learn some hip jog. Hip jog is nothing I'm going to get into right now, especially when you're a beginner. But what we do is extend our left. All right. When we make a fist, curl all your hands. Take your thumb, and it's inside, not up, not over, not inside. I see this a lot of times. They're inside. They feel comfortable with this. You punch something, you're going to break your thumb. Or you're going to dislocate your thumb. You pull your joint down here. So your thumb's kind of hidden underneath, all right, so it's not going to get hit. And when you do throw a punch, okay, your index finger and your middle finger, all right, those two knuckles are what you want to hit with if you can, all right? And you say, wow, that'll be hard. But not so if you keep practicing the right way. Especially when you're breaking boards. You want to break boards. If you break boards and your wrist isn't straight and you don't hit with the, you'll snap your wrist this way and you'll break, you could break your wrist, all right, or really sprain it or injure it, or break these two knuckles down here. They're kind of weak and they're on the end, right? So you want that, and a lot of times I'll have someone, I'll show them stand up to a door or a wall and only your middle finger and your index finger, all right? Only your middle finger and index finger knuckle touches the wall. So that gives you your straightness, all right? So if you're horse riding stance, all right, you're a little more than shoulder width apart, right? This is shoulder width apart, but this is just a little more. Nice and relaxed, all right? Your knees are bent, all right? Look at my ankles, all right? Everything's loose, all right? Extend your left, downward. You make your fist. When you turn, you're going to bring it back to the opposite side, and you're going to turn, and at the last second, you're going to punch. You're going to twist that hand. Up. Now, this one comes back here, and I call it chambering. Right? Nice and high. Right? Some schools come down here, all right, and they have their theory. That's fine. Whatever you practice is what you practice, and what your instructor teaches you is what your instructor. And everyone has their theory on power. All right? Their theory is different from ours a little on the placement. My theory, and our theory in Tae Kwon Do, is see this straight line? All right? We're calling this a straight line, and we're coming in straight, all right? We're thinking if you're coming this way, you're coming up. So you're coming up on an angle, right? It's not coming straight, all right? Their theory will be because they're coming from the hip. That's fine. In whatever school or whatever martial arts you go to, whatever your instructor teaches you, that's their rule, and that's what you're learning. But this is Tae Kwon Do. This is our show. So this is how I want to show you. Right, straight. And that's just, you're not going to fight from this position. This is not practical. But you're going to practice trying to get some, you start easy, nice and slow. All right, nice and easy. And if you notice, you're going to see my belt start going like this a little. That's my hip jog. In the beginning, you're just going to go like this. Look at, because you're not going to know what a hip jog is. But when you start getting into your punches, you're going to start snapping your hip into the direction of the punch, all right? So that as I snap my wrist, I'm hip jogging at the same time. Increases the power, unbelievable, all right? And as I always go back to all the sports, it's the same as hip jogging when you have the bat in your hand, all right? Boom, snap. When you're golfing, boom. See what I'm saying? You don't golf like this. You don't go. Some people do, all right? And that's new. That's someone who's new, or they might have a hip problem or whatever. And I'm not saying, I'm not saying anything bad about it, but they'll go like this. You're not going to get much distance. You have to bring everything back. See my hip, and then snap it in. Throwing a football. You don't throw a football like this. Right? You don't just do that. You're back and you snap. You snap. And that's the same thing as the punch, or even the kicks, or any hand technique that we do. All right, so you practice 1, 2, 3, 4, look at 5, 6, 7. And you practice in the mirror, and you have a spot. And that's why when we practice over and over to break boards or to hit an object, a pad, even a spot on a person, we're constantly placing our punches. We know we want to punch in that spot, whether it's low, mid, or high, all right? All right, so that was the punches, all right? Now, in my theory of showing you the show each week, and my students when they come in, nobody wants to fool around and waste time. They're coming in to learn the martial arts on how to protect themselves, how to fight. So right off the bat, I mean, I can show you this for weeks and weeks, and you're going to get bored, and it's fine. But we practice that way. Get your arms going. But then you want to we're going to call this a fighting stance. And a fighting stance is like when you walk, all right? So a lot of people who own schools or martial arts say, wow, he's advancing quick. I just want to get you some stuff it's gonna help you out also. It's the beginning, very basic, but I want stuff that's going to help you out also. So this fighting stance is not a forward stance. Forward stance, you can't fight in this forward stance, all right? But a fighting stance is what we do. We fight in this stance. Like walking, shoulder width apart. Now you're so used to this every day, you do this, even if you walk back. Look at it. You know what your balance is. So if you're fighting, and you might as well fight in that stance. See what I'm saying? So if you want to know what a fighting stance is, just walk. Right? You don't walk like this, right? You see what I'm saying? Right? And you don't walk like this. No, you have a regular walk. And that is what I want you to be into a fighting stance. All right? So say you're in that fighting stance, your knees are bent. Now, we did these punches like this, horse fighting stance. We're in the fighting stance. I want you to just, what we call this is just left snap, all right? Jab, it's more of a jab, right? Look at, snap. I'm going to keep this hand here. And I like to tell my students, I want that hand somewhere, but if you lift it up, you're touching your face somewhere. If it's up here, you're touching your face. If it's down here, you're just touching your chin, but that close. And that's going to save you from being knocked out or being injured, break a jaw or something. Because something's going to hit that. It's not going to hit your face. This is right here is what you've got to protect. Before anything, don't let them hit your head. You don't want them to hit the rest of your body either. But really, now if your hands are up here and they want to go for the low section, a groin, you're here, you can snap it down easy. But if you're up here, to bring it up is slow, much slower. So from here to go down to block is easier than if you're fighting like this, big shots. Hands are up. Snap. Snap. This is what we call a jab. And in boxing, it's the same as boxing. Snap, snap. They snap it out. Now look I'm keeping my opponent at bay. And you get this so that it probably wouldn't knock you out. But it hurts. It keeps you away if you're fighting someone, right? Also, especially little kids as they grow up, and they should know how to protect themselves. We don't want to be bullies, but we want to know how to protect ourselves. If someone wants to fight you, and they're bullies, you don't want to fight, but you have to fight. Once you start getting in this position and you move around like this, they're going to know right off the bat, whoa, he might know something, all right? Because if you go like this, then he don't know what he's doing. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to be a bully. But if all of a sudden they're coming at you and you come up and you start moving around, you don't let them kind of get you. They're going to want to come and get close to you. Snap. Look at it. Bah, bah. All right? That's what we call just a jab. Now, see, I'm turning. You practice that in the mirror. Then the opposite side. All right? I'm a righty. So this is what you call southpaw. I usually wouldn't jab. I'd always jab with my left, and that sets them up with your right, with your strong. Right? But you could practice if you practice both, then you start learning how to swap right and left. So you practice that jab in the mirror. That's why mirrors are kind of good, because you can see where your target is and how your hands are. Like it. That's Tae Kwon Do, but there's a lot of boxing there. But anyway, so you're here. Now, you practice that for a while. Okay. 1, 2. Just like what we did here. Look at twist. I'm here. Look at 1, 2, 2. Right? 1, 2. And I'm hip jogging, but you're not going to, when you start, you don't know. You're going to go. But that's better than nothing. That gets you in the right frame of mind. Jab, punch, jab. See, I'm even doing 3 combinations. I'm sorry. 1, 2, right? 1, 2. Now notice when I go 2, I'm bringing this back here, so I can come back 3. I go 100 punches if I want. Bah, 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 bah. I keep going. Well, we're not going to do that. We're on 1, 2 tonight. Do both sides. 1, 2, moving around. And you see me, all of a sudden I start bouncing around. That's how I train. But beginning, you're in a fighting stance. Stay here when you feel comfortable. And when you move in these fighting stances, very short steps to stay in the fighting stance. Right? Don't be going, all right? See how I make it awkward? You go awkward like that, you're off balance. But if you stay in that stance and you move around very slowly, rat steps I call it, it's hard for them to get to you. And you can move in, out, to sides. That's what's great about the, and then you practice that. That'll be another show. All right, so we started with this. We went to this. You can fight, you can be in a forward stance, left forward stance, and practice a jab. It's impractical. I want you to get ready to fight. In your second class, I want you to get ready to fight. Tae Kwon Do can work quickly. Because the first class, you do that for a week. All right, I want something new. And just a couple more things. Now you do the old stuff, the new stuff. Now that's how you build. Within a month, all right, within 1 month, you're going to have 4, 5, 6 kicks and 4, 5, 6 different hand techniques, whether they're blocks or whatever. All right, so that's your hand, a couple of your punches, all right? That's fun. All right, now, let's do front round kick. We did a front snap kick. We've done a side thrust kick or side thrust kick, all right? Front round kick, you're going to come up and chamber this way. All right, we'll go even lower, chamber this way. See how I'm trying to keep my leg and my foot parallel to the floor, all right? Because I'm going to want to snap that leg out. This is a powerful kick, one of the best kicks we do for tournament action or sparring, breaking boards. It's powerful, especially when you're throwing from the back leg, all right? Because you get the swing motion. All right? Start off from here, fighting stance. We'll start off from the fighting stance, all right? In the mirror, like this. Look at in the mirror. Now, as I'm doing that, you're going to see that my foot is pivoting on the ground. It's pivoting towards the direction of the kick, say in front of me, right? So that when I throw the kick, my body's in the right position. Okay, so I'm here, right? I'm here. What a great workout. This is working out your back. It's working out your legs. It's working out your stomach, all right? Your cardio. It's getting your cardio going. It's you're getting some good oxygen in your body. You're moving around. So it's a great workout, and you're practicing Tae Kwon Do. Right? And that's all I'm doing, all right? Boom. All right? Now, you practice that 10 each side, right? Boom, 10 each side. Then very lightly snap and back. So I've chambered, see my foot? And I won't go into the feet right now. Right now, I've got my foot way back this way, okay? So it's snap and back. So I chamber, I hit my object, and I come right back straight, all right? There you go, boom, back. And you practice that so that there's speed, right? There's speed, so it's snap and back, all right? You hear snap and back, snap, front round, and back. If you have to use the chair, you keep your hand up, look at it. Practice that. If all you can get is this height, all right, if this is all you can get, that's fine. All right, and midsection, yeah. All right, you want to get bold, high section. And high section should be your own height, all right? You shouldn't look in Will Chamberlain or somebody, but your own height's good for high section. I want midsection and low section now. and back. Up, kick, back, and down. It's really not that hard. It might wear on some people's hips because this might give them a hard time, and it does a lot of people. Their hips aren't really made for that type of movement, Tae Kwon Do. So certain kicks you're going to get pretty easy. Certain kicks you're going to go, I can't get. Don't worry about it. If you had to do a front round kick here, then you work on the front round kick to the knees all the time, and you get fast. All right? So don't be frustrated. We have abundance of kicks, abundance of hand attacks. If you can't use one, well, then never use it. We'll use something else. You have to use them all. Right? No one knows. All right? So 10 each side. All right? And you'd have to take the chair, all right, or turn the other way. Front round and back. All right? Front round and back. Front round and back. As I said, that front round is it's a great, powerful kick. Now, if you extend your foot, you're hitting with the whole instep of your foot. All right? That's good if you're hitting a pad, if you're hitting an opponent, something that's not a hard object. Now, a lot of people in a lot of arts, they don't care. They say, you're going to hurt your toes, you're going to hurt your instep. Right? Then you're going to be injured. So in the beginning, don't even think of that. If you train for 10 years, then work on what you want to work on. But this is what I do. When I teach my students, it's safety first. You're not coming to the school to get hurt, because then you're not coming back to the school. And then you don't want to get hurt, and I don't want you to get hurt. So you have to pay attention on your body, how you're feeling, what hurts, what don't hurt, and how to protect yourself once you do learn these kicks. All right? Because if you break a board like this, all right, or you kick something like that, boy, those toes aren't going to be happy, and your instep's not going to be happy, and you're going to be walking like this for a little while. So do it right way. So when you're breaking a board, you'd want to kind of curl your toes, leave your foot this way, and then come in straight. All right? Come in with your foot curled in. And if you're kicking someone like that, you're hurting them with that. Especially if you have your sneakers on or your shoes on, and you come in, hit someone in the rib, you're breaking those ribs, especially if you have a fairly good kick. Okay? Boom! Right there. Right? If you don't have your shoes on, you curl your toes back and you hit them with the same thing. All right? If you kick someone with your instep, same thing. You're going to hurt them. You're going to hit them here. Floating ribs are really weak, and your ribs are fairly weak. All right? So you could be a big, muscular guy, and if I come in and I hit those ribs, and I go for those ribs because that's what I'm practiced for, I'm snapping the ribs. If you've ever had a broken rib, you can't even breathe. You don't want to move. All right? And they take a while to heal. So that stops your opponent or your attacker or your bully, stops them in their tracks. And then you just walk away because they're not chasing you anything. They're trying to breathe. All right? That's why a lot of times we'll aim for here. We see someone, you fake up here and you come in. You hit them in the and same thing with boxers. They'll go up here, come up here, and then they'll come around here. They're going to really knock that person's rib cage, all right? They're trying to break it. And you've seen fights stop. You've seen, and the boxer won't even show it, they just can't fight anymore. You know that they broke a rib. They're done. They can't throw a punch. All right. That's front round kick. So we know front snap kick. We know side thrust kick, all right? We know front round kick, okay? That's pretty good. Let's just do one more kick. We're going to hold on to the chair. We're going to do a back kick, straight back. Straight back. We're going to do it from a parallel ready stance here, shoulder width apart on our feet, all right? Just so that we can get the gist of it. Bring up your leg. Look at, I'm chambering like I almost would a side thrust, but I'm chambering to the back so that I can kick over my shoulder. I can kick over my shoulder, all right? Look at here, kick straight over my shoulder. I'm not turning my body like a side thrust. I'm looking over and just catching with my eyes, peripheral vision here, my target. That's a back kick. And you're kicking with the knife edge and the back heel. Look at, straight up, kick. Look over, kick. You can let go of one of them. Kick. Don't turn all the way. Turn a little. Kick. That's a back kick. You can practice that kick. Stretching, stretch. Look at stretch. Stretch and kick. Stretch, Straight. And you want it to be completely straight back. Those kicks are good if you're here, someone coming from the back, you nail them from the back, all right? That's about all the time we have for tonight's show. Front round kick, you got a back kick. You got your punches, okay? You got your left fighting stance, your jab. You're jabbing in your punch. You're right, okay? So left, and then right. And then you could do combinations at any point you want. Now notice when I do, I'm twisting my body. I'm not going using just my arms. I'm trying to put my body into it. Your body gets used to it. Your body enjoys moving that way and moving around. Don't snap so hard where you're going to feel pain in your elbows. Don't snap. Relax. Let your body build up. We have to build up to a certain body type, body level that's going to accept what we're doing. Our body's not used to this. Go very easy, stretch. When you're done with a half-hour workout and you're sweating, do some more stretches, just very lightly, all right? Any kind of stretches you want. Learn stretches. Learn all the different types of stretches. Find the ones that you like and what you think you might need, all right? Google, how do I stretch my hamstrings? You'll have 1,000 YouTube videos of how you stretch your hamstrings. And so you can go into datv.com, check out last show we did, which was the very beginning. This is the second show. We just added on. Next week, I'm going to add on a little more. And that's how we progress. And that's not how you don't get hurt or say, wow, this is just too overwhelming. You give one piece, one little piece, then you have the whole. Thank you for watching our show. Hope you've had some fun. Till next time, have fun and train hard.